Now, when you think about it, we should not try to wrest from the cosmos the ultimate definition of ourselves, because we are limited in form. We are in a state of mortality. We exist on a very narrow band of a spectrum of color. And so, when we think about who we are and we say, I am the Tao and the Tao is me, we recognize we don't understand this completely, but verbalizing it and contemplating it and meditating upon that point of light, we know that day by day we are assimilating more of what we know we are, but will not see the fullness and the likeness of until we are actually ascended in the light and free. And so today we have to come to grips with a very partial awareness of self. And this is very frustrating. We sometimes think we don't know ourselves at all. We wonder how others see us. We wonder if there's any objectivity anywhere. And of course we come back to the fact that we are points of light in the great sea of being that is this great sphere of the Tao. So there is something to the mystery of the path, whereby little by little glimpses of what we shall be appear. It seems to be what makes us keep on going, keep on knocking on doors, keeping on pressing on the walls and wanting to push them out. Because that, after all, is our goal, ultimately defining being in all levels, and therefore having being in all levels. The so-called perfect man, that is, the man made in the image and likeness of the Tao, has fully realized the mystic goal. He has become one with the great Tao. He is the perfect image of the way, a personification of the Tao. We would call such a one a master, perhaps an unascended master who lives on earth in bodies like ours, perhaps an ascended master who is beyond our sight and who lives in an ascended master light body. On the chart of our divine self, we see the lower self as first uniting with a perfect man. That is the first goal when we step on the path. This man is the Son of God, whom we call the Christ, but the Christ is not limited to the Christian dispensation. It is a word meaning light, or the manifestation of light, the Greek word Christos. And so it is a term used for the real self of all people, no matter what their religion. Once we unite with this real self, in whose image and likeness we are made, we then may move on, bonded to the Christ or the Son of God. We spiral up to the point of the I am that I am and the causal body, and we see the causal body depicted on this chart, manifested personally and individually, in reality now above us. It is a replica of the one great Tao, and you can think of it as a single monad, a monad like many other monads, like cells in the body of God. And so you have that unique presence, and you know that the Buddhas who have gone before you have accomplished this union. And while they were in the process of so becoming who they were known as bodhisattvas, or disciples of the middle way. The middle way is the way of your real self, your Christ self. And so that is the place of the bodhisattva or the disciple on the path. The disciple on the path is in the process of merging with his real self, or he has already become one with a real self. Today, our role models for this path are the ascended and unascended masters. We know them today as we knew them in their past embodiments. For each past life is a step on the ladder, bringing us closer to the fusion of our consciousness with the great Tao, through the perfect man. The perfect man, then, is the mediator, the Tiferet of the Kabbalah, the midpoint in the great tree of life. the nexus in the hourglass and in the figure-8 pattern. All energies flow from the great Tao through the nexus of this person of the sun, pass through us and ascend again. And so there is a continual movement of the light descending, refreshing, reinvigorating, giving us life and consciousness, and going back through the heart of this midpoint, this focus in the center of the tree of life. This is why it is written of Jesus Christ, who came embodying that Son of God, that he came not to condemn the world, but that the world through him might have everlasting life, that through him the people of earth might be saved for the experience of self-transcendence. To attempt to go around the very center and nexus of our own being is to deny the fruition of this wholeness above and this wholeness below. We can come to know the Tao by studying how the perfect man acts and what he says, or to put it in Taoist terms, how he doesn't act and what he doesn't say. The perfect man is in complete harmony with the laws of the universe, and all his ways reflect the movement of the Tao. He is called a companion of heaven. Don't you feel that that describes you? Don't you like to feel that you are a companion of angels and nature spirits and souls of light who've moved on in the scales of being? A companion of heaven, a companion of higher octaves than those who inhabit them. For Lao Tzu, the sage, is not a hermit who retreats from the world to pursue his own private path. The sage unlocks the mysteries of the Tao and seeks to help others do the same. He is motivated not by his own desires, but by the needs of others. He knows precisely what each person needs and acts to fulfill that need. Because the sage has this quality, I submit to you that the sage is the embodiment of the great Tao as mother. The great mother knows what each of her children needs. Because the sage embodies the cosmic order of the Tao, the sage brings order, harmony, and peace to everyone around him, including his family, community, state, and empire. In Taoism, the accomplished mystic, says Kohn, is whole within himself. He easily communicates with the world above and has an enormous impact on the political and social order of his time. The 12th century Taoist sage Wang Zhe explained, people who attain the Tao are physically in the ordinary world, but mentally in the realm of sages. The body is like a lotus root, the mind is like the lotus blossom. The root is in the mud, but the blossom is in the air. One of the characteristics of the Taoist sage is that he transforms those around him without them ever being aware of it. The Taoist sage is one with the great Tao. His aura is therefore the presence, the powerful presence of that Tao. Therefore, he is like a star or a planet of greater weight or mass or magnitude. And so his presence has the greater influence. And therefore he transforms those around him into that presence which he has realized. He is unassuming, yet incredibly powerful. The power of his example and the power of the Tao within him are an irresistible force that magnetizes people to the Tao and makes them change their erring ways. When they are magnetized to the Tao, they are magnetized back to the first principles, the first causes. They can let go of, they are demagnetized of all that is the misuse, the mismanifestation of those perfect patterns.